Welcome to The Explainer. Let's just dive right in because we've got a truly fascinating topic to unpack today. We're going to be exploring a brilliant 3-day middle school English language arts mini-mission called The Coverage. This entire curriculum is built around teaching students an absolutely crucial life skill, media literacy. We're basically going to step into the shoes of 7th grade media analysts for a few minutes and see exactly how they learn to separate spin from substance.
And this really gets to the heart of our puzzle for today. How can two completely true stories still mislead you? I want you to keep that question in the back of your mind. We're framing this entire explainer around the idea that facts can be 100% accurate, but the way they're packaged, emphasized, and presented, that can completely manipulate the narrative. This is all about finding the whole truth when everyone is just handing you a piece of it. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with the media literacy mission, move into day 1, finding the spin, day 2, testing the evidence, day 3, the balanced report, and wrap up with assessing student success.
All right, part 1, the media literacy mission. This is a grade 7 ELA mini-mission.
So this is a $19 lesson plan, and it's built around a single, super relatable scenario. Imagine a school deciding to swap out an old playground for an $80,000 turf field. That's the event. But the kicker? The curriculum gives students 2 wildly different reports of that exact same event. It's the perfect setup to teach students how to analyze competing narratives.
Moving on to day 1, finding the spin. The goal here is to look past the facts.
On the first day, students are handed Article A and Article B. Article A paints this picture of a fantastic new turf field, totally hyped that 60% of the kids are thrilled with the upgrade. But then you look at Article B, and it's a completely different vibe. It focuses heavily on how the school tore out the beloved playground, zeroing in on that $80,000 price tag and the 40% who hated the change. Same event, totally different emotional reality.
It really comes down to the language, right? The curriculum gets students to hunt down what it calls loaded words. Article A is dropping words like fantastic, finally, and upgrade. Meanwhile, Article B comes out swinging with phrases like tore out, burned $80,000, and claims little kids have nowhere to play. These emotional words are basically the author leaving fingerprints all over the text. They tell you exactly who might have written the article and, more importantly, what they want you to feel.
And if you look at the teacher's answer key, it nails exactly what the kids are supposed to spot. It shows that Article A sounds exactly like a school administrator hyping up the new field. Article B? That reads like a critique from a die-hard playground supporter who's intentionally ignoring the field's benefits to focus on the cost. It is a fantastic, practical way to teach point of view. Okay, on to day 2, testing the evidence. We're looking for what's relevant and sufficient.
The curriculum sets up 2 big hurdles for any piece of evidence. Hurdle number 1 is relevance. Simply put, does this evidence actually relate to the core question or the trade-off at hand? It sounds obvious, but, it's the absolutely crucial first filter when you're analyzing the news.
Hurdle number 2 is sufficiency. This means you need enough evidence, and it absolutely has to come from a fair, representative sample. No cherry-picking allowed. You have to look at the whole picture. Let's see how the students actually apply this.
So, students use a chart just like this one to put claims to the test. Let's say they're looking at a survey of 200 students where 60% liked the field and 40% didn't. Is it relevant? Yeah. Is it sufficient and representative? Yes, it's a fair sample of the school. But then they test a quote from just one parent saying, "My kid loves soccer." Relevant? Sure. Sufficient? Definitely not. One single anecdote just can't speak for an entire school. But here is the major plot twist of day 2. Article A throws out this massive, flashy claim. A poll found 95% support for the new field. I mean, 95%. That sounds undeniable, right?
Well, we're going to pop the balloon on that stat, because when the students actually dig into the text, they find out this 95% poll was hosted exclusively on the school's soccer team page. It is totally rigged. It's a self-selected, entirely biased sample. And the lesson here is gold. A huge number from a biased sample can actually be the weakest evidence of all. It proves literally nothing about the broader school's opinion.
The day 2 answer key really drives this home. It shows that hard, concrete evidence, like school records proving 45 younger kids use that playground every single day after school, is way stronger than that flashy 95% number. Those 45 kids represent a real, tangible cost, and that passes both the relevance and the sufficiency test with flying colors. All right, that brings us to day 3, the balanced report. This is about telling the whole story.
Now the students actually have to write. They're tasked with writing a 6 to 8 sentence report, but it has some very strict guardrails. They have to stick to neutral language, no loaded words allowed. They need to pull the strongest relevant evidence from both sides, which means using the reliable survey data, not that bogus soccer poll. And most importantly, they have to clearly name the real trade-off. It shows them the true balance isn't just some mushy middle ground. It's about weighing the best facts fairly.
Just listen to this excerpt from the model report in the curriculum. The new field is a real gain for older students in PE, but it came at a real cost to the youngest ones, a genuine trade-off for the school to weigh. Honestly, that is brilliant. It perfectly captures what real balance looks like. It acknowledges the valid points from both Article A and Article B without falling for the spin of either.
Finally, Section 5, Assessing Student Success, Grading the Reasoning.
So, how do you grade this? The curriculum uses a beautifully simple rubric, and the key here is that students aren't graded on whether they are team turf or team playground. There is no right opinion to hold. They are purely measured on their reasoning. Can they successfully spot loaded language? Can they weigh evidence for relevance and sufficiency? Did they write a neutral report that names the trade-off? It is entirely about the process of critical thinking.
Which brings us right back to our capstone reflection question, the one I want to leave you with today. How can two articles be completely true and still mislead? We've just seen how emphasis, loaded words, and biased samples can totally spin a 100% factual story. So here's my challenge to you. Take these exact same media literacy tests, check for spin, check for relevance, check for sufficiency, and apply them to your own daily news feeds. Are you really getting the whole truth or just the coverage? Thanks for tuning into The Explainer, and keep asking the right questions.